All right, once again I want to welcome everybody to this channel, Baked with Cake. I'm your boy Ade Kingston, and I'll be taking you through this tutorial. Alright, so basically this tutorial is teaching new users, because this is part of a series that I want to use to teach what I know to very new people that are very new to 3D animation and 3D modeling. This tutorial is titled the user interface, Maya user interface. I want to believe everybody watching now must have installed Autodesk Maya on your system, but if you have not, just watch the link that's going to pop up now, and it will take you through a guided step-by-step way to install, or ways that you can get to install Maya on your system. That being said, the tutorial for today is about the user interface and how to navigate the user interface. So the user interface is not that difficult. Like the first time I opened Maya, I saw all these buttons, and in my eyes, in fact, I was scared because I felt it was something that I could never learn. But here I am today. I have full grasp of what Maya interface and Maya actually can do, and so can you. So all we just need to do is take it step by step. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just know that everything has rules and has steps. Once you know the steps, you know the rules, it becomes pretty easy. Okay, so we're going to break it down into 6 different parts. This interface will break it down into 6 different parts. The first part I would like to show you is this part right here. It's called the toolbox. So basically, this toolbox, it comprises of a couple of buttons. These buttons help you navigate. Sometimes when you click on buttons, you could actually just read what they do down here as well. They help you navigate. This is to move, this is to rotate, and this is to scale. These are like very, very important tools, but you see, for the sake of speed, it's always good to know the shortcuts, but we're going to get into all that in a future tutorial. What you need to take away from this now is this is called the toolbox. The next part I want you to actually pay attention to is this part right here. I'm going to actually create a highlight over it so you get to see what I'm talking about. But this part of the interface is called menus and shelves. Alright, so let me break it down for you how it works simply. You see here, this is a drop down menu. When you click this drop down here, it shows you a couple of modes. Let me just call them modes basically. So if let's just say you are in modeling now, you can see that names of these things change. Let's say we go to rigging now, you notice it changes. So from here you can actually control almost everything that you want to control in Maya. So effects, basically what this does is, like for instance, you want to start modeling, you can go to the modeling menu. So from here now you can actually see all the tools you need to aid you during your modeling stage. When you are done with that, you can go to rigging. From here you see all the things you need, like the bones, how to skin the skeleton and everything. This that has to do with rigging, you find them there. When you go to animation, all the things that I need for animation, how to add the key, bring in audio, playback, how to deform your mesh, and all that, and other things that you can use to aid your animation process. When you go to effects as well, when you want to do simulation, like simulate fluids, simulate fire, smoke, different kind of things. We'll get into all that with time. You get that from the effects menu. Then we'll go to rendering here. So this is where you can get to render all your images. If you don't want to go waste your time going through all this as well, sometimes you could just go through the shelves. So like this is a shelf for all the things that has to do with curves. We're going to get into that as well. This has to do with poly modeling. So when you want to model, maybe you don't want to start going through all the menus to dig out all these things, because all these things they can find them from all these drop downs as well. You can find them there. Let's see, there's a lot of them you can find there. You can go to the sculpting shelf. You find all the tools you need for sculpting. Go to the rigging shelf. You find all the tools you need for rigging. So instead of going to the drop down menu and going to rigging and then start looking for those tools, you could just go from the shelf and then you find them there. Animation, you find them. Rendering, you find them. Effects, you find them, and the list goes on. And you know, the beauty of why I love Maya as well is that you can actually create your own shelves for speed's sake. Whenever I need to do that, use any of these softwares. So basically, the take home from this is that this is called menus and shelves section. This is toolbar, menus and shelves. This section is called the channel box. Now this channel box, the main use is to help you to edit and manipulate whatever you have in your this part is called the viewport. We'll get to that next. I think I should have even spoken about that earlier, but this is the viewport. All this central area where you see this grid here is called the viewport. This is called the channel box. From the channel box you can easily manipulate whatever you have in the viewport here. So for instance, let me go to the polygon poly modeling shelf here, and let's say I select I need a cube. It creates a cube in the viewport, and automatically you can see it populates the information of this cube in the channel box here, and you can get some other information here. So for instance, if I want to change the width of the box, I can change it from here. If I want to change the height, I can change it from here. So if I want to change the depth, I can change it from here, and I can add subdivisions like this as well. So this is where you actually are able to manipulate what you have in the viewport. There are other ways to manipulate them as well, but you can be more accurate and precise using the channel box. Also, down here we have what is called the layer editor. The layer editor helps you to create layers. So for instance, you are working on a couple of objects. Maybe you are trying to model something, and maybe one thing, let me make an example here. Let's say this is one here, and let me duplicate it by hitting Ctrl D. Alright, so let me duplicate it. And let's say you are working on something, and then this one is being blocked by this one, just as it is here now. Alright, you want to hide this one, or for some reason you just want to keep this one away. You can create a layer with it. So just click on it and come here, and you see it writes create new layer and assign selected object. Once I click on this, it creates a new layer. If I put this V off now, it disappears. It's still in the scene, but this means I'm turning off the visibility. You can see the information in the channel box is still here, but the visibility is off. So basically, this is called the take home. This is called the layer editor. All right, we've spoken about the toolbox, the menus and shelves, channel box, layer editor, and now I want us to talk about the timeline. It's just a timeline basically that you press play and it keeps moving according to how you set it. We're going to go into all these sections deeply, but this is like an overview of what the interface is all about. This is where you go and select things that you need, but you have shortcuts. So once you press the shortcut, like see, it's writing shortcut for move is W, for rotate is E, for scale is R. So we go into all that when we get into navigation. Alright, so the point of this tutorial is breaking down the user interface. So I see you in the next video where we talk about navigation and how to really start to move around objects and move around the viewport and all that. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe, comment, like, share, rate, do what you do. Once again, it's your boy Ade Kingston, and have a good one.